Yeah, 100%. Hey, by the way, it's not ironic that when we just started recording, that there's a helicopter outside my house, and I think it's because I'm going to be practicing later.
You must have got that net put up, did you?
I got that net put up there. That's what they're doing.
I can remember a time. I guess we'll talk about the Mexico Open in a minute. I can remember a time in Tiger's career when you really couldn't get like the media, the paparazzi. You couldn't get anywhere near Tiger Woods, man. I mean, you had no idea what that guy was doing. I mean, think about the documentary that came out about Tiger, what, last year, 2 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and there were definitely plenty of pictures that were being taken that never circulated. Not
Oh yeah.
once did they not you didn't see any of that stuff. Well, the
Nope.
documentary gets released and now you start seeing some of those pictures leaking. Well,
Mm-hmm.
now I mean, he can't even Tiger can't even show up to Southern Hills and play a practice round for crying out loud. With that, it's got helicopters flying. I mean, don't isn't this the day of the drone? Do you
That's
really
right.
need the helicopter? Can't you just send the drone out? Send out the drone.
Yeah, if you're Tiger Woods, you can afford a helicopter to follow you around.
Send out the drone. Oh, so it was his own hopper. It's like, hey, if I get my helicopter to fly around, then the airspace is consumed, and they don't really have to know it's me. It's my
Not to get
personal paparazzi.
not to get too far ahead of ourselves, but maybe it was a certain somebody that gained a little bit of weight during this year, and they were spying on him, and they couldn't fit in a drone.
That's
We'll
possible.
get there later. We'll get there later.
Possible. I would say his clothing is a bit lighter, but yes, we will get
It's a bit
there.
lighter.
We will get there later.
Sorry.
Hold on.
All right.
Back to. Okay. Let's see. We mentioned Tiger. Tiger showed up to play at Southern Hills, and we got the pictures from the chopper at that. So I take it like this is LFG, right? I mean, this is let's fucking go, man. I mean, Tiger's going to play in the second major of the year. Would you say?
Oh yeah, yeah. He got a taste of Augusta. He's like, this is going to be the hardest course I'm going to walk all year, and I got through it. And it was painful, but I can go out here and play. And I can compete. Yeah, he's back.
It at least make the cut. I can make the
Hmm.
cut at another major.
Hmm.
Do you
Yeah.
think it's weighing on his mind? Do you think it's like so he's 47, I believe. I think he's 47.
Hmm.
And not to say that you can't win a major at 50. Can be done. Saw it recently. But do you I mean but the clock's got to be ticking in his mind, right? Like how
Hmm.
I mean everything that's happened to me, I can still hit the ball good enough. Now putting, I think there's going to be a little bit of that game time readiness that he's Tiger Woods. I'm not discounting any of that. But there's at bats, and at bats get you to you just get on a hot streak. And when you're playing, four tournaments a year, at this point, I think we'll see him at two tournaments this year. So or at the point that the PGA's played, we'll be at two tournaments, and I mean, it literally could be we see Tiger at less than six tournaments a year, right?
Right.
And does he elect to sit some of those out? So do you think the clock in his head is ticking, and it's like, if I can at all get out there and play, I got to go play because that's the only shot. Or it's if I don't get out there and play and I can do it, I'm losing an opportunity to break the record.
I think he gets in that same zone like a Federer and Nadal and all those guys are in, where they see the competition around them, and that's what drives them to keep going further. Like Federer probably should have retired by now. Brady should have retired by now, but they can't
Whoa,
let
whoa, whoa, whoa!
go.
Hold on, hold on,
Hmm.
hold on, hold on. Brady did retire. He just had to come back. What did
Okay.
what did LL say?
Don't call it a comeback.
Don't call it a comeback.
Kevin Haas said almost said knock you out, right? But they see all this people, the people around them, and they're just such competitors. Like, oh, I gotta win like one more. Just give me one more. Just give me one more. They get addicted to like winning that major, so they can get that much further ahead. And they know the history books over time will plow over that, right? And they're like, well, how long can I stay? Because somebody's gonna beat it, but I'm gonna make it as hard as I can for that bastard to beat it.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if we'll see
He
anybody
wants
beat
to
it.
beat Tiger's record. He wants to beat Jack's record. He so badly wants it.
Well, yeah, I mean, at this point, I don't think Tiger's going to break Jack's, and at this point, I don't know that in our lifetime we'll ever see anybody break Tiger's. I think there'll have to be some significant. Uh, there'll have to be, and I don't even know what those changes could be. But I think it's just so the competition is so deep out there. I mean,
Yeah.
look at last week, and I'm not saying that Brahm was throttled back, but look at last week, and you said it right. Look at the strength of field, and Rom won by. I mean, literally, like I it had a chance to go into a playoff up until what, probably 15 or 16. And then he kind of, I mean, I guess technically, well, off of 18, I think those guys hit it left.
I think
But
Scott Scheffler's going to beat the record by 30.
think he'll beat it this year?
No, by 30. That's true. He's already 35.
Yeah. So I don't know, but it's got to be weighing in Tiger's mind, right? I mean, the wheels have got to be spinning. That hey, let's if you can show up and play, which I think that means you think you can show up and compete. But that whole trip to Augusta, even though I think he finished DFL out of everybody that made the cut, but that
Yeah.
had to be like just such a like, well, shit, if I can make the cut, then I got a chance to win. And if I got a chance to win, I'm showing up. So yeah, I think I don't know. It'll be good to see him out there, regardless of what happens. So, how long do you think
Tiger's.
it's going to be?
Go ahead, you first. Yeah.
Well, how long do you think it's going to be before? Because he came out and said, like, I'm not asking for any um, uh, there's no special requirements going to happen for me showing up to play golf. Because if Tiger Woods said, I can show up and play, but I'm going to need a cart because of my injury and I can't walk any longer, and he outright said, not going to happen. And we clearly saw at Augusta that Tiger had no issues with his golf game per se. It was just getting to the ball was the biggest challenge. Now, granted, Augusta, lots of hills. I don't know why we're talking about the Masters. Why not? I mean, it's only 47 weeks away, but but it's one of those things. It's like how long is it going to take him to go back on that? To go back, or do you think he ever will? Do you think he'll ever concede that and say, you know what, I can still hit the ball, I can still play, just can't get to my ball. Give me a card.
Yeah, he can only do that at the Champions Tour. I don't think they'll give him a card on the PGA Tour. Now, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I've been thinking about this.
Yes, they will.
What if he does this year and like he does the majors, or maybe he does. Yeah, well, majors are done by like late summer, right? By August, probably, right? Something like that. Yeah. So what if he goes in August and he goes, leg's not working, and he says, give me the cut it off and give me like the other thing instead. That'll work better.
I think you're stretching it, but I mean, anything could happen.
I'm not a doctor, but I'm like, if it's less painful for him and he can still play with, one of those, what do they call those things? I forget what they're called, but if they amputate the leg and they give him some kind of, prosthetic, metal kind of thing or whatever it is, and he can play with that, kind of like the guy, the Blade Runner guy that ran all those races and won. But what if he does that?
We saw how well things went for that guy. So I'm thinking that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
Well, that guy actually won a lot of races and everything. He just had a little trouble with some stuff personally. Yeah. And Tiger's already passed all that. He's already passed all that.
Older and wiser. I think that's why that is not going to happen.
I do think Tiger is the modern day Dalton, though. I think he probably travels with all his medical records.
No, I mean, I think he travels. I think he's got an upgrade. I think he travels with his doctor.
And pay no hurt.
Right. We don't. Yeah. Well, we can all read into that about where that's probably going.